Welcome back to Wordy and Nerdy. We hope you're doing well. Animation is a beautiful art form that rarely gets appreciation it deserves. Today on Wordy and Nerdy, we'll be talking about how animation has been treated throughout the years and see where it's going.
We believe several things. We believe that animation is not a goddamn genre for kids. It's a medium that is perfect for art and spirituality and power. We believe that we should be bold, we should be crazy, we should try things that have never been done, push the art. We also believe that animators are actors. They're cast and should be credited right up front next to the cast, and we did that.
Just how was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs created? And how are the famous Disney short films made? To give you the answer, we take you behind the closed doors of the famed Walt Disney Studio in Hollywood.
In the late 1800s, a French inventor named Charles-Émile Reynaud created the theatre optique, a device which allowed him to depict 10 to 15-minute long pantomimes lumineuses, or animated short films. Apologies if I butchered any of that French. Anyway, by the 1910s, the production of animated cartoons became an industry in the United States. Producer John Randolph Bray and animator Earl Hurd patented the cell animation process, which dominated the animation industry for the remainder of the century. Felix the Cat, who debuted in 1919, became the first fully realized animal character in the history of American animation. But as you probably know, it wasn't a cat who brought about the golden age of animation. It was a mouse. In 1928, an animated short titled Steamboat Willie, featuring the inaugural appearance of Minnie and Mickey Mouse, popularized animated films with synchronized sound and put the studio of a humble cartoonist named Walter Elias Disney at the forefront of the animation industry. The enormous success of Mickey Mouse was seen by most film historians as the start of a golden age that would last until the 1960s. During this time, many other studios introduced their own iconic animated characters, such as Porky Pig, Daffy Duck, Bugs Bunny, Tweety, Sylvester the Cat, Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner, Betty Boop, Popeye, Casper, Tom and Jerry, Woody Woodpecker, and Pink Panther. In 1937, Walt Disney Studios premiered the first feature-length traditionally animated film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. To date, it is the highest-grossing film of all time. When adjusted for inflation, it earned nearly $2 billion worldwide. Take that, Avatar. In the 1940s, animation played a key role in American propaganda during World War II. Bugs Bunny was selling war bonds and, doing blackface for some reason.
That's racism, man. I love to racism, bro.
Donald and Daffy Duck were fighting Nazis, and Minnie Mouse was encouraging people to save their cooking grease so that it could be used to make explosives. By the 1960s, televisions were becoming a more common household item in developed countries. This inspired the animation industry to move away from solely making theatrical releases and start creating shorter form, serialized cartoons made for television and primarily marketed to children. Saturday morning cartoons became a standard programming block on major television networks, and production studios such as Hanna-Barbera were at the forefront of producing cheaply made formulaic animated shows such as Johnny Quest, Scooby-Doo, and the Flintstones, which was the first primetime animated series. Japanese anime began to take off in the late 60s, and European producers looking for affordable cel animators often started co-productions with Japanese studios. By the 70s and 80s, animated films from Walt Disney Studios were dwindling in commercial success and popularity, in part due to the deaths of their visionary Walt and his brother Roy, and also due to competition from rivals like Don Bluth, who had left Disney to begin his own animation studio and released classics such as Secret of NIMH, An American Tail, and The Land Before Time. 1989 sparked the Disney Renaissance when The Little Mermaid became a smash hit. Disney producer and chairman Jeffrey Katzenberg left the studio in 1994 to co-found DreamWorks Studios with Steven Spielberg and David Geffen, leading to even more classic animated films like The Prince of Egypt and Shrek. Before leaving Disney, however, Katzenberg worked out a deal between Disney and Pixar Animation Studios, resulting in the first fully CG animated film, Toy Story, and birthing a partnership that continued cranking out classics until Pixar eventually became a subsidiary of Disney Studios in 2006. In all of this, it was clear that animation was quickly becoming a full-blown multi-million-dollar industry, and there were many players on the field.
Disney recently reinstated CEO Bob Iger says that 7,000 positions will be eliminated. That's about 3% of the company's workforce. It's part of a greater effort from Disney to cut costs by $5.5 billion.
Let's take things back to last year's Oscars. The Academy Awards are on life support and losing views every single year. It seems the only way they can stay in the public eye is doing or saying something controversial.
Because animated films make up some of our most formative movie experiences as kids.
So many kids watch these movies over and over
and over and over and over and over and over.
I see some parents out there know exactly what we're talking about.
Let's look at these animated nominees and see if they are truly right. First, there's Encanto. What was this movie about again? Oh yeah, overcoming family trauma and learning how you have the right to be your own person. This seems to be a valuable lesson no matter what age you are. Alright, what about the movie Flea? The movie is about a man expressing his traumatic past of leaving his home country, Afghanistan, and learning how to trust people. Seems like a mature story for adults. Alright, maybe 2022 was a mistake. Let's look at the nominees for 2023. We have Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. Oh yeah, the movie that had a portray of rising fascism during war wars and actual Nazis, the definition of made for kids. I can go on and on about this. The Academy Oscars is clearly out of touch and will probably never change despite how many times they are proven wrong. Animation is not important to them. It's a means to make money. And if it doesn't make money, you can just fire your whole animation department and get a tax write-off. Right, Warner Brothers? What has happened to Warner Brothers since we last talked about them? Well, they cut yet another Cartoon Network show. Let's add this to a list of dead animated shows. At this rate, I think Warner Brothers is going to hit triple digits of cancel animated projects by the end of 2023. But let's be fair, what animated shows or movies have they greenlight? Warner Brothers decided to give us all the middle finger by moving forward with a second season of Velma, despite everyone in the world hating it. But you might be saying it was the #1 animated show on the platform. Yeah, it's the #1 animated show on the platform because it's the only animated show that wasn't canceled. It has no competition. Also, does anyone even care about the show anymore? The season finale premiered on February 9th, 2023, and no one even talked about it. Did it even approve? Who the fuck knows? And who cares? The only part of the Velma show that was actually good was the animation. And wouldn't you know it, Velma decided not to invite their animated teams to their casting party. Speaking of screwing over animators, look how they're treating Craig, the dude who made Powerpuff Girls Foster's Home of Imaginary Friends. When he expressed to his fans that he would like to try new ideas, Warner Brothers decided to force him into rebooting both of his shows again because Hollywood hates new ideas and would rather milk all their existing IPs to death. Let's dig a little deeper in how Hollywood is treating their new IPs. What if I told you that Henry Selick, the dude who made Nightmare Before Christmas and Caroline, and Jordan Peele, The guy who made some of the best horror movies in the past decade, are coming together to make a stop-motion children horror movie.
Shut up and take my money!
Sadly, you can't even give them your money. Instead, you have to sign into the most money-hungry streaming service ever, Netflix. How does Netflix promote this masterpiece of a movie? By showing 2 trailers, and that's it. That is why no one is even talking about this movie. Hollywood tends to say new IPs don't sell tickets, but then you look at how they're treating new IPs by underpromoting the films and acting like the movies don't even exist, then complain about how the movie is underperforming. Turning Red, Soul, Luca, all brand new ideas from Pixar in the past couple of years. How does Disney treat their partner animated studio? Let's release all these movies straight to Disney Plus with no promotion, basically screwing over animators. Let's also force them to release Lightyear to theaters because it's established IP, even though it's very clearly we only spent a day writing the script and it's one of the most forgettable movies of all time. After the disaster of Lightyear, maybe you think Disney would learn the lesson that nostalgia does not always sell. You always have to have a good script if you're planning on using an existing IP. But instead, Disney learned the opposite reason. In the past couple of months, Disney and Pixar have decided to announce 4 different sequels. Frozen 3, Inside Out 2, and Zootopia 2, and Toy Story 5.
So that was a fucking lie.
This announcement comes right after Bob Iger's return as the Disney CEO. Bob decided that instead of reviving their company with brand new, interesting ideas for a brand new audience, they would take the safe route and rely on their existing IPs. I should not be too surprised. He was the one who decided to make those live-action soulish cash grabs after all. I'm not saying every animated sequel is a cash grab. For example, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish was an amazing animated movie. Also, like everyone else in the world, my most anticipated animated movie is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. However, you can look at one scene for Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and tell that there's more passion went into this movie than any upcoming movies that Disney is planning. Talking about the lack of passion, let's talk about Illumination. Illumination is the definition of selling your soul and only caring about money. Illumination has made animated movies since 2010 and released a total of 11 movies, and their quality has not improved since 2010. I think we can all agree Illumination peaked with Despicable Me 1, and that was their first movie? And based on their upcoming Super Mario movie, that has not changed. Let's see, we have nothing but celebrity voice actors. Check. Average basic story that is not taking any risks. Check. A director you have never heard of. Checked. Let's check out what other movies the director has made. He has made Teen Titans Go to the movies. We can expect nothing but quality storytelling from him.
He knew what he was doing when he drank the juice! My juice! And I enjoyed every sip of it!
And end scene. Great job, everyone.
Why would they stop? Their last movie almost made $1 billion, all because of a TikTok meme that went way out of control. Talking about things that went out of control, let's talk about all the layoffs in the animated departments across every studio. Right now, there are over 200 animated studios around the United States. In the past couple of years, we had to say goodbye to a lot of animated studios. In the most recent years, Disney bought out Fox and got a hold of Blue Sky, the people who brought us movies like Ice Age, Rio, and the most recent Peanut movie. While not having the best animated movies, I think we can all agree they are a lot better than Illumination. And if given the right material, they could actually make an amazing animated movie. However, Disney did not see that. Instead, they decided to close the whole studio and scrap a total of 47 jobs. That's not all. Disney took their latest idea that was already in the works and scrapped the whole entire thing and decided, hey, we're not even going to let you finish this. And in fact, we're going to sell it to Netflix for a quick payday. And that's it. Even though the idea sounded amazing because it was based on a young adult graphic novel in 2015 that had the New York Times bestseller during that time, and it sounded completely different from anything they have ever put out. So, another unique animated movie that is not getting a theatrical release and instead is getting put on the most money-hungry streaming service ever. Let's talk about Netflix. You remember the times Netflix was killing it with animation from Castlevania, Arcane, and BoJack Horseman? Those were good times, right? Now Netflix is the complete opposite. They mostly laid off their entire animation team and they have canceled adult animation like Inside Job. After the cancellation, Netflix quickly reminded everyone that another season of Big Mouth is on the way. And if you haven't got your fill of Big Mouth, there's a spin-off show renewed for another season.
You can't keep getting away with it!
That is old news. What does Netflix have for us in 2023? We have the upcoming spin-off show from Castlevania that will take several generations after the first series. Fuck yes, that is what I'm talking about. What else does Netflix have to provide us? We have Exploding Kittens. Yes, the board game is getting a series. So another product placement series that is probably going to only last one season and is a straight up cash grab. Who cares about that? What's next? Arcane Season 2 is hopefully to premiere in 2023. Hopefully this series can capture the same magic as the first season and prove that we need more video game animation adaptations. Could you imagine an adult animated Bayonetta series? That would be amazing. However, I have some sad news for any Disenchantment fans and Dragon Age fans. It sounds like Netflix is still deciding on whether to continue the series or cancel the whole thing. Most likely, they're going to cancel the whole thing, so be prepared for that. So just like the streaming service, every good animated show has a bad animated show, or a good animated show is either being canceled while a bad animated show is being renewed for another season. For everything amazing, there's something bad. That's kind of how Netflix is. It's always been a mixed bag, and the same thing is continuing in 2023. Talking about things that are mixed bad, did you guys see that AI-generated Seinfeld sitcom?
I mean, who hates fruit? Well, maybe he was trying to be edgy or something. Or maybe he has a secret fruit allergy.
That's an interesting theory. Maybe he just doesn't know how to enjoy the sweet and juicy.
In the future, entertainment will be randomly generated.
Randomly generated?
Randomly generated. What better way to achieve the unexpected?
It's so freaking weird and scary. Technology in the past couple months has advanced so far, and it scares me about the future of animation. Think about it. In the past couple months, we have AI-generated art that has become more common and slowly taking over the internet. Then we have this AI-generated voice where you can use clips from anyone and pretty much make them say anything you would like.
Morty, I'm a sex offender. Morty, they're gonna make me do the Pickle Rick voice in the prison showers, Morty.
Also, you can't forget about the AI-generated script writing softwares. So now we have AI scripts, AI art, AI voice acting, and AI animation. And if you combine all four of them together, you have an animated movie that is written, storyboarded, voiced, and animated by AI. Companies are becoming more and more money hungry each year, and if I was a greedy CEO, I would probably use this. And it really, makes me scared for the future of animation. So what now? Throughout this video, we have talked about how animation has been treated from past, present, and future. And it's not going super well. So what do? The best thing to do is vote with your wallet and spread the news about good animated shows to anyone you know. I know you probably heard this thousands of times, but it truly does work. Think about it now. You remember the times where every mainline video game company was releasing a live service game from Avengers, Anthem, Back 4 Blood, Babylon's Fall? Now all these games are no longer supported, and more love for complete single-player games is happening, from Hogwarts Legacy, Dead Space, and God of War. The same thing can happen for animation. If you don't like celebrity voice acted animated movies, don't go see the Mario movie. Instead, watch Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. This is a black-led superhero show with barely any celebrities, voiced by amazing voice actors. Look at this animation. It's so damn creative and colorful. It's a love letter to 2D animation. Also, the music is phenomenal. Please go watch this show. It's amazing. And if you don't like how Hollywood keeps pumping out non-stop sequels or ruining their existing IPs, and you want to support an original idea from an independent creator, look up Hazbin Hotel. This animation show became as a YouTube video. It became so popular that A24, a major studio, picked it up, and now a full series is finally premiering in summer of 2023. Watch this show when it premieres and support this independent creator. One last thing. When a big major studio tries to launch the AI generated animated movie or series, don't support it. Don't even try to hate watch it. Please, we already learned this lesson from Velma. Watching something is still a view. It does not matter if you're hate watching it. Don't support it. The best thing to do is just to ignore it and act like it doesn't exist. Show Hollywood we don't support this type of garbage. Animation is in a tough situation right now, and the future does not look too bright, but we can fix that. Show these hardworking animators who spent decades entertaining us that we support them, and their work means something. Animation is an art form that needs us more than ever.
I think animation is not a genre for kids. It's a medium for art. It's a medium for film. And I just think animation should stay in the conversation.
Thank you so much for watching this video, it means a lot. I hope you enjoyed it. While you wait for the next video, go check us out on Twitch where we stream almost daily. Here's a quick montage of what you can expect from our streams. Thank you again for watching.
World War III has never been closer than it is right now.
We'll turn now to the turmoil at Twitter. The social media giant appearing to be in disarray after as many as half of its employees were laid off under new owner Elon Musk.
I believe the metaverse is the next chapter for the internet.
Our chief business correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is tracking this developing story. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning to you, George. And Facebook, which recently changed its name to Meta, shares wiped out almost $175 billion in value overnight. The stock down 20%. If this holds throughout the day, it will be the worst day ever for the company's stock.
It's nice. I love black. I mean, visually and somehow heart-wise, there's a warmth.
I'm sorry. What? a white executive. This was Ice Cube's idea. Ice Cube is the co-creator of this shit. He's the one who sang the theme song. He was an executive producer. I wish I were fucking kidding. I wish I were fucking kidding. Look at this. Program creators RJ Cutler and Ice Cube. Executive producer Ice Cube. Yeah, this woman turned into a chocolate chaser real fucking quick.
Being a former basketball player, I always thought how nice it would be to be able to jump, get off the ground, leap, and slam dunk like these.
How many, like, we need a fucking bingo sheet for how many just casually racist things Bruno says. We're not even 10 minutes in, and he said, I might walk a little different. I might talk a little different. I might get to jump high. Like, sir, what?
I feel very accepted, as if I was one of their own. Appreciate your time. Your name?
I'm John.
John Brian White.
His undercover name is Brian White. YouTube Oreganos. Logan Paul presents The Thinning New World Order. Jesus Christ. Oh, this is not necessary. Oh God! Who thought this movie needed this? No! Who thought this movie needed this? I thought the target audience was children. What the fuck?
What?
What is going on? Get the net!
Take a walk outside.
Oh, it's pretty awesome. All this shit's co-ed.
Oh God.
We're slaves, idiot.
I need somebody to make that a TikTok sound. How is that not a TikTok sound yet?
Let's be honest, the world is a complete disaster, and you want to take a quick break. So come follow us on Wordy Nerdy. We have a great time over there on our Twitch channel. Either way, thank you for watching, and catch you guys next time. Bye.